don't get me tickled.
Scottsboro City Council meeting Monday, February 24th, to order. The invocation given by Mr. Steve Kinnemer and the pledge of allegiance given by Greg Mashburn.
Almighty God, we give you thanks and praise for your great goodness towards us. We ask you to be with the mayor and Mr. Ashburn as they travel to Washington working on behalf of the city. Be with them as they go about their duties there. We ask you to be with the mayor and the council today as they conduct this meeting. Lead, guide, and direct them in all that they do. We give you special thanks, Almighty God, for those city employees willing to serve, and especially those who are willing to step up and go beyond the normal scope of their duties. These things we ask in Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Phillips, will you do the roll call, please?
Mr. Richard Bennett.
Here.
Mr. Greg Mashburn.
Here.
Mr. Gary Stewart.
Here.
Mr. Patrick Stewart.
Here. Thank you. Before we adopt the agenda, I added item 6. It's a budget amendment for fuel farm work for $4,121.93. So with that, do I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
I make that motion.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? None, we'll vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. We'll go to approval of previous minutes from February 10th, 2020. Do I have a motion to approve those minutes?
Make a motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? None, we'll vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. There is no old business, so we'll go to new business. First item tonight is to present life savings award. So at this time, we will present the life savings awards.
On January 27, 2020, at approximately 12:42 a.m., the Scottsboro Police Department received a report of a boat on fire at the Jackson County Park boat dock B. Sergeant Aiken was on a burglar alarm call at the Scottsboro Gun and Pond. He was with the key holder of the business, Robert Shook. While securing the building, they heard dispatch give out the call of the fire at County Park. Mr. Shook is a longtime member of the Jackson County Rescue Squad. Both men looked at the squad and stated, "We need to get a rescue boat." Both men went to the rescue squad building on Cedar Hill Drive and retrieved a rescue squad boat and headed to the Jackson County Park. Once there, they launched the boat to the water and proceeded to the now fully engulfed dock B and fires of drifting boats. The water temperature that early morning was reported at 53 degrees and the air temperature 39 degrees. They had been advised that people were seen jumping into the water and boats that were on fire were now unsecured from their slips and drifting about the water, catching other vessels on fire. While in the water at Dock B, they made contact with 4 males in the water and pulled them into the rescue boat. They then maneuvered to a safe dock to deliver the 4 male victims to medical personnel. Sergeant Aiken and Mr. Shook then went back out to the burning dock and the drifting boats to try to locate additional victims. They located 2 more male victims in the water and pulled them into the rescue boat. They observed a female in the water holding on to a drifting boat. The female stated that she could not swim. A life jacket was tossed to her and she then let go of the boat and paddled to the rescue boat. She was lifted into the boat. The 3 victims were then taken to the dock where medical personnel were waiting. They continued to look for more people in the water but were unable to locate any. Sergeant Aiken and Robert Shook's quick thinking, professionalism, courage, dedication, and exceptional performance of their duty was in keeping with the highest traditions of the Scottsboro Police Department and the Jackson County Rescue Squad. Whereas with disregard for their own safety, they saved the lives of 7 souls that may have otherwise perished.
Don't go anywhere, 'cause after we do this study, we're gonna have a quick conference.
January 27, 2020, at approximately 12:44 a.m., the Scottsboro Fire Department received a report of a boat on fire at the Jackson County Park that got beat. The water temperature that early morning was reported at 53 degrees and the air temperature 31 degrees. While preparing to fight the fire at Dock B, Lieutenant Baker observed a distressed victim in the water near one of the docks and immediately asked his supervisor to enter the water to assist the person. Once permission was granted, he quickly placed a rope around himself with the assistance of other firefighters. Lieutenant Baker jumped into the cold water and made contact with the distressed swimmer. While holding onto the victim, other firefighters pulled both Lieutenant Baker and the victim to safety. The victim was then quickly handed off to medical personnel. Lieutenant Baker's quick thinking, professionalism, courage, dedication, and exceptional performance of his duty was in keeping with the highest traditions of the Scottsboro Police Department and the Scottsboro Fire Department. Whereas with disregard for his own safety, he saved the life of a person that may have otherwise perished.
The rest of the council come down and take your pictures. Everybody involved. Where you going? Mr. Shook, Sergeant Eakin. You guys.
We all come over here, I can.
You get it?
How about locking your door? One, two, three. Thank you.
We ask you to do the mayor's action as they travel to
If y'all want to, go ahead and leave if you wanted to, or else you can stay here and participate with the rest of the meeting if you want to. Either way. So I'm gonna give you an option. Go to item number 2, consider resolution to surplus city property. There's 1.85 acres of vacant land east side of the Clifford Drive, south of Veterans Drive. The mayor and city clerk, and they're hereby authorized and directed to dispose of the property owned by the city of Scottsboro described in section 1 above and conveying to the Commercial Development Authority to market and assist with the commercial development. Do I have a motion to approve the surplus city property?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? Not, we'll vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. Go to item number 3, consider a budget amendment for AED supplies. This changed a little bit from last week's work session. The original, last week was $1,470, now it's $1,860 based on some.
We identified some of the rec department that needed some supplies.
Supplies. Thank you, Gene. So So with that being said, do I have a motion to approve the budget amendment for $1,806?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? No, we'll vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Got item number 4, consider a tourism grant request from Alabama VASS Nation High School Fishing Championship for $8,500 of a tourism grant. Do I have a motion to approve that?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes, this coming out of tourism.
Yes.
Rick, can you give us an update how much it's into it?
It's probably about 20,000 in there right now.
Okay.
Any other discussion? If not, we'll vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Go to item number 5, museum commission appointment. There was only one applicant that applied, and that was Jim Milanese, that he would like to be considered for this appointment. So that being said, do I have a motion to approve Jim Milanese to the museum commission?
I'll make that motion.
Have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Not, we'll vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Go to item number 6, it's the budget amendment for the fuel farm work for $4,121.93 at the airport. Do I have a motion to set the rules aside so we can move on this?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. So with that being said, set the rules aside, do I have a motion for $4,121.93 for the budget amendment for the fuel farm work at the airport?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Is this excess sales tax?
Yes. Any other discussion? If not, we'll do a roll call vote on this.
Mr. Bailey?
Yes.
Mr. Mashburn?
Yes.
Mr. Gary Stewart?
Yes.
Mr. Patrick Stewart?
Yes. Thank you. We'll go to reports. Mr. Bailey?
Yes, I'm not to read this letter in the record here, but we received from the Fraternal Order of Police, so bear with me, I didn't bring my reading glasses. Nah. All right, and it says that honorable members of the Scottsboro Council. The Fraternal Order of the Police is an organization that's founded in 1915 that expressed purpose in improving the working conditions of law enforcement officers and the safety of those that serve through education, legislation, information, community involvement, and employee representation. We, the members of High Jackson Law 35, are the local chapter of the FOP here in Jackson County. Our purpose is to improve the work conditions and lives of the law enforcement officers in general, but specifically here in our home county. Over the last several years, a growing trend of hostility and resentment towards the local police officers has taken hold in this country. Inflamed by the national media and underscored by the hateful rhetoric of national demagogues, brazen attacks on police officers have become commonplace. Where officers have fallen and died in the performance of their duty in the past, now is a second-page story when an officer is gunned down unaware while sitting in a patrol car. Every action by the police has come under scrutiny like never before. We are judged, hated, vilified by the very public we have sworn to protect. No other profession endured hatred and vitriol to this degree. In 2019, 134 law enforcement officers were killed in the line of duty. According to the FBI UCR stats, between the years of 1980 and 2018, 85 officers per year on average were killed for omission in the line of duty. That means 85 officers per year killed intentionally by a member of the public, which we serve and protect daily. In the year 2019, Alabama lost 7 officers in the line of duty, 6 of which were to gunfire. This tied Alabama with Georgia for 5th in the nation for officers killed in the line of duty in 2019. Compare this to the start of the decade when Alabama lost 2 officers in the line of duty in 2010, one to a heart attack and the other to gunfire. These alarming trends bode ill for law enforcement officers. They speak volumes about the brave men and women who are still willing to wear a shield or star and carry a weapon to serve and protect the various cities and counties in which they live. There is no other profession in the civilian world which requires an individual to wear a firearm and body armor on a daily basis and put his life on the line for his fellow man. No other profession where one has to so closely guard one's personal life and thoughts. No other profession where one fears for the safety of his family from retaliation by those they arrest and prosecute. A local plant here in Scottsboro is advertising their starting rates on a sign hanging on the property fence. The pay is staggered by shift, with the lowest hourly wage being first shift. It starts at $13.92 an hour. The start pay for an officer for the Scottsboro Police Department is $13.83 an hour. Less money with much greater risk. Right now, one of the more prominent national debates in the political arena is the raising of the national minimum wage to $15 an hour. The argument in support is that all people deserve a livable wage. That argument aside, should legislation to that effect ever pass, keep this thought in mind. To meet the national minimum wage, the city of Scottsboro would have to raise the starting hourly pay of an officer by $1.17 an hour, merely to meet the minimum wage. It is a question that our own police department should be paid a decent, livable wage. And we're not discussing an increase in benefits, but the necessity of an increase in pay. Benefits are great, but no one has ever put groceries on the table with benefits. The Scottsboro Police Department is a fine department of professional officers who respond above and beyond the call of duty on a daily basis. They represent the city of Scottsboro well. They deserve to be paid accordingly. We, High Jackson Lodge number 35, Jackson County, Alabama, stand in support of Councilman Richard Buddy's plans to adjust the salary scale of the Scottsboro Police Department. We believe that a pay increase for the Scottsboro Police Department is integral to the increased interest for new hires and to promote retention for senior officers. I just want to thank y'all for the letter, and I appreciate everyone that showed up tonight. And I also have a letter from the state FOP, but I'm not going to read it also because the local letter means a lot to all of us, and I've talked with everybody up here, and I want you to know it is an ongoing thing. And talk with the mayor, and we know it's wrong. We know it's too low, and something has to be done. And so, bear with us as we work through this, but know that the talks have begun. And I thank y'all.
Thank you. Greg? You know, it's hard for me to put into words really how much we appreciate what y'all do every day. And for something like this happens, you know, it's mind-boggling to me how you do it every day in, day out. You put yourself at risk. And like I said, I can't express it, but it's a commitment, not only to us, but it's to your families. You know, this is for the fire department, for the police department, for the rescue squad. You know, I just can't say enough. I appreciate y'all, and I appreciate what you do. Thank you.
Thank you. Gary?
Well, I got to echo what Greg said. The Scottsboro Police Department, the Fire Department, the Jackson County Sheriff's Department, and the Jackson County Rescue Squad, they do jobs that most people don't want to do because of the dangers that are involved. And I don't think we really thank them enough for what they do, for what all you do. And I want you to know we appreciate it. And I want you to know that we will try to do something to make your lives better. We want to do that. We want to make you happier in your life so you can enjoy it when you are off work. Because when you're on work, it's on. And we know that. But thank you for all you do. And I do mean that. That's all I have.
Thank you, Gary. Just to echo what everyone else is saying, the utmost respect for what y'all do on a day in, day out basis, all first responders. The day of the tragic boat accident, I went to an establishment here in Scottsboro and I saw the look on some of y'all's faces while y'all were in there eating, or trying to eat your lunch, based on what y'all had seen from the night before. And it's something that we don't see. But what y'all do on a day in and day out basis leaving your families at home, and based on what you make, a lot of you have to work more than one job. My brother-in-law, for one, personally, of course, but it's been in the talks for a couple of years. It gets brought up in budget meetings. We look and see what the other cities will make based on population and stuff like that. But I think sometimes we have to think outside the box and see what we need here in Scottsboro based on what y'all do on a day-in and day-out basis, which is protect and serve us. And we appreciate everything that y'all do. To take this into consideration and look into it, get with Aaron and look and see, of course, with Rick, our financial director, and see how we can make this happen. So just bear with us. Just know that we respect what y'all do. We appreciate everything y'all do. So, just want to thank you. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned.